Voilà, parce que les journaux, des fois, ils... Oui. So, we had a very long discussion, a 3 hours meeting. It was a very interesting one. We had the briefings by the 3 police commissioners. Well, first of all, by Undersecretary Jean-Pierre Lacroix of DPKO, but also by the 3 police commissioners in Mali, Haiti, and Darfur. And it was really very interesting to hear their perspective, their insight on how, how central the police components of the peacekeeping operation are, and how to even ameliorate them, to make them even better. So we'd like to also to express satisfaction for the resolution approved. Italy was the proponent, the pen holder. We have worked a lot with DPKO and the police division for that result, and I think it's a good step forward. And the resolution actually had 3 objectives. The first, the contribution, to recognize the contribution of police, United Nations police, in preventing conflicts and sustaining peace, and the fact that they are and they must be an integral part of the mandates of peace operations. Strengthen the United Nations police role in protecting civilians, also preventing, sexual and gender conflict-related violence, and provide guidance. The third issue on what is required to improve accountability, transparency, efficiency, and effectiveness in the performance of the police contingents, also through possibly an increased number of police of women in police forces. So I think our objective has been achieved, also through the engagement of the Undersecretary and the police commissioner and the police commissioners of the various forces. And so I would like now to maybe ask Jean-Pierre to say a few words.
Well, thank you very much, Sebastiano, and I would like to really express our gratitude to the presidency, the Italian presidency of the Security Council, for this debate, for the outstanding work that has led to the adoption of Resolution 2382. This debate is really important to us because it highlights the interest that the Security Council has vis-à-vis UN police activities, and we very much value that. We very much value continuous involvement and interest of the members of the Security Council. We have, as you know, more than 11,000 police officers in peacekeeping operation. They play a vital role. I would like to pay tribute to each and every one of them. Their contribution is crucial both in bringing security, in protection of civilians, and they also play a vital role in strengthening local capacities in the area of rule of law institution, particularly police. And you will have in mind that one operation, the one in Haiti, has been now transformed from MINUSTA to MINUJUST, and it's an operation that is clearly focused on this role of strengthening rule of law capacity. I would just like to say that we are determined to work to continue to improve the performance of UN police, and I thank the Security Council for its interest in and also support to these efforts. We still have challenges in terms of performance, in terms of equipment, in terms of training, in terms of better integration of the work of the police component with the other component of peacekeeping. Of course, we have to strictly implement the UN policy on conduct and discipline, particularly in sexual exploitation and abuse, as far as police components are concerned, as well as other components are concerned. But I would like to express again our determination to work in all these areas, and I seize that opportunity to express my delight at welcoming Police Commissioner Luis Carrillo as the new head of the police division of the Department of Peacekeeping Operation. Luis Carrillo has an enormous experience in peacekeeping and I am confident that he will be a very important addition to DPKO. But I would also like to express my thanks and my gratitude to Commissioner Stefan Feller, Luis' predecessor, for the outstanding work he did at the head of the police division of DPKO. Thank you for your attention. And if you want to say a few words, Luis.
Well, good afternoon. First of all, it's a very proud day for UNPOL. I would like to thank the Italian presidency of the Security Council, as well as all the delegation of the Security Council, all the members, for the trust on the United Nations Police. Today is a very proud day for all the women and men of the United Nations Police personnel that serve on the ground on a daily basis. And as it was said and approved, police, as one of the most visible faces of the state, plays a key role in protection of civilians, in prevention of the conflict, in peace sustainment, and the recent transitions in Haiti and Liberia and also in other missions show that UNPOL, the United Nations Police, is a key instrument to reach the end state and to make sure that on an initial phase in terms of operational support, but also in terms of capacity building, including training, it will make sure that, of course, United Nations Police will continue to do a good work in terms of protection of civilians. Of course, it wouldn't be also done without the senior leadership of the Department of Peacekeeping Operations, the Under-Secretary General, the Assistant Secretary General, and the resolution that is approved today. It brings responsibility for the United Nations police officers, and on behalf of all of them, I would like to thank the Security Council for the trust that is made on our credibility. Grazie mille.
Okay.
Sure, I want to ask you about a particular UN police deployment. Maybe to Mr. Lacroix, because let's see. It has to do with, more than a year ago, the Security Council voted to deploy 228 police to Burundi, and they haven't yet been deployed. I wanted to know if DPKO is still working on planning for that. What's the status of actually deploying these police officers to Burundi? Thank you.
Thank you very much. The resolution is still valid, and therefore it is our duty to continue to seek the implementation of that resolution. As you know, it has been made difficult as a result of the lack of responsiveness so far from the authorities in Burundi. At the same time, we continue to believe that implementation of this resolution would help in bringing appeasement to Burundi.
Yes, to Mr. Lacroix, I was wondering, I mean, everybody talked about the role of women. I was wondering, what's the current percentage of women in UN police, and are there specific tasks that they can be better employed rather than others, or, you know, it's all across the board?
We have a target, which is to reach 20% of women in our police contingent, and it's a relatively modest target, but it's a challenge to reach it because we don't have enough resources. But we very much encourage police contributing countries to provide us with more female police officers. I should say that there is no specific tasks that we think are particularly reserved for women police officers. I think having more female in our peacekeeping operation, particularly more female colleagues in our police contingent, is just a matter of effectiveness. More women in peacekeeping means more effective peacekeeping, and I think it's particularly true as far as police is concerned, because police is very much about interacting with the population, and one important element related to the presence of women in peacekeeping is the fact that when interacting with the population, our contingent do a better job when they have more female colleagues. But there is no specific job which we think would be particularly reserved for women. Women can perform in all kind of work in our police units.
Excuse me, you said the target is 20%, but today how much it is?
It's 17% in IPOs, individual police officers, 10% overall.
It's 10% overall, relatively low, and more as far as individual police officers are concerned, 17%. So still below the target.
Thank you. Okay. Thanks a lot. Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup. Grazie mille.